Breaking news now on Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And now at 6, a violent night in New Haven. Police there are investigating a deadly shooting. Thanks for joining us for the Fox 61 News at 6. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Emma Wolforst. We learned tonight the victim is a 25-year-old man. Police say just before 3:30 this afternoon, someone shot him at the intersection of George Street and Winthrop Avenue. Police are not releasing the man's name, but say the victim and gunman likely know each other.
It looks like he came here to meet somebody, something happened, and he was shot in the chest. Whether that was an attempted robbery or some kind of dispute, we're looking into that now.
Now, right now, police are still searching for whoever fired the gun. As we get new information, we'll be sure to pass it along to you on air, online, and on the Fox 61 News app. Well, grab your popcorn and get ready for this story. Some Connecticut moviegoers are sharing their sticky theater experience on social media.
They say what was supposed to be a fun night at the movies turned into a real-life horror film. Fox 61's Matt Karen has the details from Danbury. Matt.
Popular movies like Moana, Gladiator, and Wicked are once again filling movie theater parking lots like this one, which were once largely abandoned. This influx of patrons and a lack of staff to serve them has stressed AMC to the max.
This theater in particular is embarrassing.
The IMAX in Danbury failed to meet minimum expectations.
I didn't expect to see what I saw.
For these patrons, plans for a relaxing, fun-filled night at the movies,
if you glanced in there, it was disgusting.
Was anything but.
Piled high with trash.
AMC Danbury 16 Theater now showing a real-life horror flick.
The floor was sticky and there was popcorn and wrappers all over the seats.
For Adam Dean, the experience reaffirmed why he created his theater at home.
You can take care of yourself and sit at home with your family and have a much cleaner environment.
Some big box office titles graced the screen post-Thanksgiving, Gladiator, Moana. But on this day, the buzz wasn't about Wicked, but rather the wicked, gross conditions of the viewing venue.
To the point of where there was another woman in the bathroom that yelled to me through her stall, "Isn't this disgusting in here?"
It's an experience Stacey Ambrose pays a premium for. Now she's reconsidering.
I actually am an AMC A-list member, so I pay $25 a month to go and see movies there, but it's really not the greatest of experiences.
No food, clogged sinks, overflowing trash, unattended spills, sticky surfaces, even a leaky roof.
There was no caution tape. It was water all over the floor, just a rag thrown on the floor.
The conditions captured the attention of Danbury's former mayor, Mark Boughton. He posted his negative experience on social media.
I think the Board of Health should get involved.
In search of answers, Fox 61 went inside. We noticed a health department inspection in progress. The inspector told us they conducted 3 recent visits. In a statement, they said they have passed today's inspection and are currently working on a few recommendations. AMC Corporate added, based on guest photos and accounts, we fell short of providing our guests a proper experience as the theater experienced its second biggest weekend attendance of all time. We're in close contact with the theater team, and an action plan has been put into place. AMC didn't specify what that action plan entails, but they went on to say they pride themselves on a clean, comfortable movie-going experience. One other thing to note, the people we talked to want to mention, this is not the fault of the staff who work inside. These are young adults making minimum wage, doing the best they can, overworked and understaffed. Reporting in Danbury, Matt Karen, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Matt. New Haven police made an arrest in a deadly hit-and-run incident that happened last October.
After waiting more than a year for accountability, the victims' loved ones are grateful to be a step closer to justice. Kaylee Collins reports from New Haven.
New Haven police have arrested 41-year-old Jill Ajulo of Naugatuck, Connecticut. She was arrested on November 18th, just over a year since that October deadly hit-and-run incident. We know that that incident led to the death of 23-year-old Priyanshu Agwal. And just over 13 months later, his brother is still feeling the raw emotion from that tragic day.
I miss my brother every day.
It's been a painful year for loved ones of Priyanshu Agwal as they waited for police to find out who was responsible for the hit and run that took his life.
And he was just only 1 month away from his graduation.
Priyanshu was an international student studying at the University of New Haven who was struck and killed by a car while riding his scooter in the area of Whaley Avenue and Amity Road on October 18th of 2023. Though police were able to identify the vehicle involved in that crash a day later, it took much longer to gather evidence connecting the driver to the crime.
You know, you got to put someone behind the driver's seat, and I think there was a lot of interviews done and back and forth and attorneys involved and people refusing to speak. So it's a long process, unfortunately.
A part of that process included obtaining cell phone records that tie Ajuli to the scene that day. New Haven Mayor Justin Elicker sending a message to drivers.
I want to underscore, do not leave the scene of a crash. Do not leave the scene of a crash. And we've been up here many times underscoring to the public that we will track you down and we will hold you accountable and you will be arrested.
And while Priyanshu's family mourns his loss, they say his life helped to save another.
Priyanshu's life lives on. His family decided to donate his heart to someone else, and so that heart is beating in someone else's body now.
Sometimes he comes in my dream and he just flees on his scooter up in the sky.
Ajulo's bond was set to $250,000. New Haven police say they continue to work to prevent these types of incidents from occurring through things like engineering infrastructure to slow down the roads, red light cameras, and increased police patrols as well. Reporting in New Haven, Kaylee Collins, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Thank you, Kaylee. Turning now to the weather. It was another cold day outside today.
Was. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frayne joining us now, and it won't stop here, will it, Rach?
No, in fact, I think later this week we get a reinforcing shot of cold air for Friday and Saturday, especially. High temperatures will struggle just to make it to 30 degrees. And before that, we even have the chance for some snow, at least in parts of the state, and that'll be for Wednesday night into Thursday morning. Right now, though, we're looking at temperatures in the 20s and 30s. As we head through the evening tonight, slight chance for a flurry in far western Connecticut. Most of the state stays dry. By the news at 11, temperatures are in the mid-20s and overnight lows will bottom out near 20 degrees as we head towards daybreak, with lots of sunshine to greet you on your way out the door. So it's a chilly but sunny start to the day. We'll see increasing clouds later in the afternoon, and there is a slight chance for another few scattered snow showers or flurries as we head into tomorrow evening. Temperatures should be above freezing as that's happening, so I don't expect much impact, but I still wanted to give you a heads up about it. And then Wednesday night after 9 p.m., we'll see some rain and snow developing. This will be highly elevation dependent, but for those that do get snow, there are a chance for a few slippery spots as we head into daybreak on Thursday. So that could impact the Thursday morning drive. We'll talk more about it, your full forecast, including that colder air as the disturbance departs, coming up in just a bit.
All right, Rachel. We now know the name of the person stabbed to death in Hartford over the weekend. Police say Preston Adams was stabbed on Main Street yesterday around 9 a.m. He was taken to a hospital where he later died. Police say they interviewed a person believed to be involved, but no one has been charged at this point.
Some businesses in Milford had to evacuate today due to a gas leak in the area. It happened around noon in the area of Woodmont Road and Research Drive. The roads were closed as crews responded. Woodmont Road has since reopened, but Research Drive is still closed. People were allowed to return to the businesses that were evacuated.
A firefighter was taken to the hospital after responding to a house fire in Hamden. It happened just after 9 last night on 2nd Street. One person was rescued from the 2nd floor. That injured firefighter has since been released from the hospital. The fire department says a 2nd floor kitchen outlet caused the fire. 8 people were left without a home, and they are now getting help from aid groups.
Tomorrow, former Governor Jodi Rell will be laid to rest. She died 2 weeks ago following a brief illness, according to her family. She was 78 years old. From 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., Governor Rell will lie in state at the Capitol building here in Hartford. The public is invited to pay tribute during that time, but elected officials and lawmakers across the country have been expressing their gratitude for the governor since she passed.
Remember somebody who came in at a complicated time and righted the ship? Somebody who represented the very best values of the state of Connecticut, and somebody who was a really good person.
Whether they knew her personally or only knew of her, people share this sense former Governor Rell's compassion, candor, and ideas all still live in the legislative chambers today.
She was a person who put people over politics.
Rell spent 7 years as governor and nearly 3 decades in public service in Connecticut. Some of her many accomplishments include massive education reform, supporting abortion, and STEM research policy. While she didn't take the step toward gay marriage, Rell did sign the bill making Connecticut the first state to certify same-sex civil unions. She also focused on stopping out-of-state prison practices and changing Connecticut's tax formulas and spending habits, leaving behind many fiscal blueprints which are still called on today.
Clean campaigns, expanding daycare, expanding Medicaid, always thinking about families.
Unlimited debate, the tradition we have, the bipartisanship, it still exists today in 2024 in Connecticut. So we sort of stand on the people that came before us and the legacy they left. And she was able to be powerful but civil. And that's a really good lesson, I think, in politics.
Rell was only the second woman governor in Connecticut. She led the state from 2004 to 2011. She was also the state's last Republican governor. Rell spent the rest of her life promoting work across the aisle and inspiring political involvement, especially through the University of Hartford's M. Jodi Rell Center for Public Service.
The office was marred with scandal, and she had to come in and really sort of clean it up. And she created the Citizens Election Program, took lobbyist money and special interest money out of politics in the state of Connecticut. That was a huge legacy that we still see to this day.
I love what she stood for, but I love her as a human being and as a person.
At 2:30 p.m. tomorrow, there will be a massive Christian burial at the Cathedral of St. Joseph in Hartford. A private interment ceremony will be held later at the Connecticut State Veterans Cemetery in Middletown, where Rell will be buried alongside her husband, Lou. Fox 61 will have team coverage of the funeral services tomorrow on air and online. Also, an important note tonight, Farmington Avenue from Sigourney Street and Broad Street will be closed to traffic between 2 and 5 p.m. due to the funeral procession. Police are expecting heavy traffic in that area.